Hello, 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 ladies and gentlemen, and welcome along to a Monday evening live stream where we have some more Le Mans Ultimate. It is the final race of the season here in the Prototype Trophy Online Championship. Last round of 4 in this season, and tomorrow the big update, version 1.0 drops. So this is the last of a few things. The last race of the season, as I mentioned. Last race that I'm going to be doing before the update. So, yeah, we shall see how this one goes. I'm hoping to build off of the momentum that we built with C-Ring last week, as we had a very, very good race there. Things went pretty well. We were in the lead. We had an incident that dropped us down to about 12th, 13th position, and then we were able to climb back up and recover back up to P3, but we had some really good pace, enough to take the win. We did take pole position, so that in itself was a little bit frustrating, but it was quite fun nonetheless. And then we had some good pace as well at Le Mans last Thursday in the WEC Experience online series, so we seem to be getting better, more comfortable in Le Mans Ultimate, which is really nice. Always good to see, feel, and experience. And here at COTA, the car's feeling pretty good as well. It's not quite 100% on the setup, but I'd say we are probably about 85% of the way there, and the car is feeling nice, comfortable, and drivable for the most part. It is a little sketchy in a couple of places, but we'll be doing our best to keep things under wraps. Hopefully, get a good qualifying session in itself, and kind of go from there. We shall see. We shall see. Either way, we've got about a minute and a half before we start with the qualifying session. So I'm just going to double check everything, make sure that we're all set, good to go on that. Which it looks like we are at the moment. Excuse me. And yeah, all those pages are looking nice. Right, let's go ahead and bring up the game so you ladies and gents can see how was everyone's weekends. If you're here in the chat, do say hi. Let us know how you're getting on. Let us know if you got up to anything special over the weekend. It'll be good to hear from you. But yeah, we're just sitting in the pits at the moment, just chilling, waiting for things to tip over into qualifying, and then we'll get this show properly on the road. Move that around there just so I know what I'm doing in terms of strategy for my race. It's going to be quite important. Recommending to go flat out throughout the race. 24 laps in the first stint, and then 8, maybe 9 laps in the second. We shall see. We shall see. Either way, this is going to be an interesting one because of we only have 6 tyres for the entirety of qualifying on the race, so we're going to take it really nice and easy in the opening laps of this here qualifying session, which we've now hopped over into. So let's go ahead and get ourselves out on track. Yeah, we're going to take it nice and easy in these opening laps, trying not to take any life out of the tyres, or as little out of them as we possibly can. Try and save for 2 push laps. There we go. It's got the green light. So we can now head out on track. It should be a good fun race for the multi-class element. We're in the GT3s, but there are LMP2s in this as well. Obviously, LMP2s are much quicker than us through this first sector, but these first couple of corners are quite difficult to actually overtake in. Like, there's no overtaking until you get to this right-hander that we're going through now. I can go around the outside here, and then this could get a little bit messy coming through the left. And ideally, they should sit behind coming through these two corners and wait till now to slip on past us. But we shall see. Obviously, they'll have their own minds as to when they want to pass, not be losing time and all that sort of thing. Us GTs have just got to try and hold our line. Alright, someone's trying the interesting strategy of qualifying on wets. Someone mentioned this last week, but I think they're going to struggle. The nature of the circuit, it's quite a long track, and tyres get used quite heavily in a number of these corners. Also the way that you break into a number of these hairpins as well, these slow, tighter turns. It really works the ABS. It's quite easy to lock tyres and get uneven brake temperatures. That long right-hander there is definitely a tyre killer, as is turn 2. You can see on the track map. Right. We're going to go for one more build. Build lap. Just take it nice and easy, and then we'll start to push a little bit more. So yeah, this corner here is an absolute killer on the tyres. You can, if you've got the right setup, take it completely flat out. And obviously the entry into here is very high speed. But I want to try and preserve these tyres as much as we possibly can for the start of the race. That's probably what I'll do is take new front tyres but keep the rears as they are, providing we don't have any major dramas here in qualifying. If we spin, then I may have to reevaluate that that plan, but let's see where we qualify first. It's going to be the main thing. So hello everyone who's joined in so far. See, the view count is going up. Hope you all had a good weekend. Let us know how you're doing. Make sure that give us a thumbs up if everything is looking and sounding all good. It should be. Nothing's changed. Just going to reset the force feed back there. Nice and easy through these corners. Alright. Now let's actually start to push, shall we? .2093 at the moment. The fastest is a 2077. It's a PB. A little deep there. There we go, 208. Lift because it doesn't seem like tyres are quite fully up to temperature, so this is going to be another build / banker lap, especially as the line coming through here is also horrible at the moment. Did not get that hooked up nicely at all. The other thing about this track is you gotta be careful with track limits. There's a few places where it's quite easy to invalidate your lap, especially in the opening sector. Corner's always quite difficult and tricky to judge appropriately. Alright, where's that going to pass? P4 at the moment with a banker lap. We've got one more lap in it, so let's try and nail it this time. Much better turn one. Gonna be flat through here this time. Much better line. As you can see, nearly a second up. Purple sector 1. Nearly invalidated it there. That wheel spin wasn't good. Didn't need that. 2079's very good lap. Yeah, not a great middle sector. Definitely a few places where I could be a little bit more aggressive through here compared to that last bank lap that we did. Load too much. That should be pole. Indeed it is. Oh, yes. Lovely. That's what I wanted. Off to a good start, ladies and gents. Alright. The race setup now. Alright, Mark is on another lap. 35.3. Ah, 35.6. Yeah, he's not going to do it. Not unless he has a pretty drastic improvement in the last two sectors. But yeah, pretty happy with that. Only a 10th off of my PB. Pretty good. Was it 2073? 2077? It was either 2073 or 7 that I did. Can't quite remember in practice. But either way, nothing pole this time. Just good, so we just need to keep hold of that into this race. I think anyone else is going quick enough to be threatening us. They're in the pits. It is just Mark and Stefan that we're waiting for. Mark's bailed onto the pits. Yeah, I think we're good. Lovely stuff. Okay. I think I might do that for tyres. Otherwise, I was thinking the fronts. But that would create a bit of an imbalance, but I like to think that throughout the stint they would wear a little better. Sorry, they would wear a little bit more. I am going to do that by a click. That. That. Just to be sure that we're not cooking the tyres too much here in this one. Otherwise, everything else looks fairly good. Right. Here we go. Transition into the race now. It's pretty close. Only a couple of hundredths of a second between myself and Danny.
Teams and drivers go to the grid for a race start.
There we go. Right, there is the cool. Optimal temperature is 92. Okay, that's not too bad then. I thought it was a little bit lower than that, kind of closer to the prototypes, but it actually looks like it'll be quite good, and we can get a little bit more heat into those left side tyres, which is nice. There's a lot of BMWs. And I'm the only Ford. Quite a few Porsches. There's a few Lamborghinis in here. Not too many. Heli Smoker tyre. How's it going? That should help us out a little bit here. There's the frame rates and all that good stuff. And it's going to be a dry race, which will be nice. Don't get many dry races these days. Quite a few that we've had this this season that I've been streaming recently. I felt like they've been mixed conditions, kind of going from wet to dry or dry to wet. Thursday was a good fun one at Le Mans, where it was a lot wetter than I was anticipating. But still, we got quite a nice result from that. Let's hope we can get a good result from this. Say 33%. Click down on the ratio. No tyre change.
Formation lap has started.
Here we go. I have to get ready. Love the series of Project Cars 2. Glad you did. Now you're on console. Well, hopefully this will come to console at some point fairly soon. I don't reckon too soon, because obviously they haven't announced that it is arriving on console as of yet, but we shall see. Right, let's turn that music off as we get ourselves ready now. Still waiting. Yeah, I bet. It's going to be mid-corner, isn't it?
Green flag, green flag.
Well, that actually worked out quite relatively well for us. Got half a second gap already. Now, if we can just have the LMP2s have a relatively clean start and thus be untroubled here into the first corner, but we're not. And they got pretty close there. I don't want to get too close to the LMP2s. Not a great exit there, but it's fine. Danny can take the inside line if he wants. Pick up some slipstream here. It should be a good fight. Number of us BMWs are very, very close. And Danny's absolutely gone and blown turn one. I don't mind people wanting to lead early. That is fine. The plan is to try and look after, preserve the tyres a little bit. It's going to be very, very easy to chew through them here in this race. Especially as I don't plan on changing tyres in the pit stop. I don't like Danny's braking into turn one or the hairpins. Oh, that's going to be, yeah, track limits. So I'm trying not to fight these guys too hard at the moment. I don't want to be losing too much time and letting other people kind of get involved in the battles. Plus the guy in front has also actually got much lower amount of fuel, so they're going to have a pace advantage here in this this opening stint, but because they're going to pit sooner, there'll be a portion of this race where we will have less fuel than them by a considerable margin. That's deep. Don't want to be that deep into that corner. So I'm not too worried about this guy in front because he's going to lose a lot of time in the pit stop. Hello, Jensen. Indeed, it is a lot of BMWs around us. But the BMW in front's not really putting away, which is good. We're able to keep pace with them. It's exactly the sort of thing that we need. Picked out that corner much better that time. Better save energy, engine maps or lift and coast in LMU. In the GT3s, you only really have two fuel maps. You've either got race or safety car. And obviously, safety car limits the power very, very heavily. So, lifting and coasting is definitely the way to go. When it comes to the hypercars, however, there is merit in playing around with the hybrid map. That does impact how much fuel you use on a per lap basis. So there's a bit of strategy there, but generally you kind of tend to try and keep it relatively similar throughout the entirety of the race, and therefore lifting and coasting is a very strong option in those cars as well. I'm not really doing any lifting and coasting here in this race though. Just at the moment straight pushing pretty much. No problem, JD55. Too much of that. Another half point. Gotta be careful. Starting to spread out a little bit more now, which is nice. 1 hour left. Yeah, the shifting early does help. They have recently, in an update, reduced the effectiveness of short shifting on fuel saving. It probably was a little bit too strong, to be fair, previously. So they have dialed it back, but it is obviously still an effective method to fuel save. BMW in front of that lighter fuel load is trying to push. Trying to stick with him. Quite hard to do though when they've got probably about 30 odd litres less fuel than you do. Try and keep that gap within 2 seconds. It's like P4 and 5 are having a pretty epic battle. A couple of times I looked in the rearview mirror now and they're side by side. Jasper, thank you very much for subscribing to the channel. Much appreciated. Say hi if you're here in the live stream. Oh, that's again deep. It's so easy in that sort of situation to still try and turn in as normal and the rear end not grip and eventually pitch yourself into a half spin, which is why when I do go deep, I'm not really trying to push the car in towards the apex too hard. So I know the car just won't do it. and it's been a pretty surefire way to, yeah, put yourself into a spin, lose a load of tyre and a load of time. So we just take the slight little mistake. Curious as to whether Roman's gonna try and change tyres in the stop or not. Are these GT3s very different to ACC? Relatively. Not massively different though. They're heavier. Like in terms of real life performance. They've got the special Le Mans diff that has additional stuff in them to measure power output and stuff at the wheels and everything else like that as part of the balance of performance regulation and that sort of thing. So there are some slight technical differences between LM GT3 and your traditional GT3 that you'd find in ACC in the Intercontinental Series. But they're not, it doesn't feel massively different between the two sims, I don't think. There's differences in the tyres and the way that the cars handle. I'd say they're a bit more sensitive in Le Mans Ultimate. You can't quite chuck them around as much, and there are more chances for the car to break away from you than they do in ACC. And then obviously there's a difference in physics in terms of traction control systems, ABS. It's a lot more realistic in Le Mans Ultimate than it is in ACC. ACC is basically like run traction control and ABS as low as you possibly can, whereas here they are actual maps, and you do want to keep a fairly considerable amount of the traction control system in use. So yeah, there's some fairly significant differences, but if you're familiar with GT3 cars, driving them in ACC, then it shouldn't take you too long to get up to speed with them here in Le Mans Ultimate. Right, the LMP2s are making their way through the GT3 traffic. They obviously haven't caught up with us as of yet. It says there's a fairly significant gap between P7 and P8, and that's where the LMP2s are currently. But I reckon in a lap or two, they should be with us. How are we looking tyre wear wise? Very similar to how I was before. Oh, not enough curve there. Hopefully when the LMP2s do come, they're relatively kind to us. and they catch us in the right places so we don't lose too much time. Looks like the leading trio of LMP2s are relatively close together as well. Oh yeah, and Luke, another difference as well with these GT3 cars is the way that you brake. You don't go into 100% brake anywhere near as long as you do in ACC. You can use 100% brake, but it's only for a short period. And in the heavier braking zones from higher speeds where there is a little bit more downforce and a little bit more grip. Otherwise you want to kind of be staying out the ABS if you can. Yeah, exactly. Here it's a little different, as you'll see on the run up to turn 1. So I can brake 100% initially, but I do have to trail brake a lot more. Okay, that's just a small one. It's alright then. Yeah, LMP2s are going to have us here in this this final sector. Hopefully they won't impede us into the penultimate or final turn. That might get us in the final corner. Hopefully they'll wait for that straight though. Start finish straight, that is. Yeah, we timed that well. Lovely. Not going to hold us up at all. Whereas V1 may get held up or slightly distracted in this first sector here. Oh! Yep, E3's really heavily impacted their race and their lead there. It's been a little blessing for us, very unfortunate for P1. That gap's reduced down quite considerably now. It's lost a good like 2 seconds. Which is obviously not good for his strategy. The tyres are spinning up a little bit there, trying to put the power down. Couple more LMP2s on their way. Again, I hope they're relatively patient. Don't send it here. Of course, one is going to. I think one of them has just gone in the pits. Or did they spin coming out of the exit, the second to last corner? Either way, it's helped us build a bit of a gap to P3 behind. That worked out nicely for timing. Oh, that LP2 there. Taking a little bit too much curb. A little bit of slipstream. Let him go. Try not to get too flustered. When I make moves like that and just slot him behind and lose time going side by side. Or you lose more time going side by side. Oh, they're taking big risks around the leader. This is good. This is kind of where I want to be with the guy in front hitting earlier. It should work out nicely in terms of our strategy. Highway is looking pretty equal all round. Why did they put the LM before the GT3? Because they are ever so slightly different to normal GT3s, and then they have a different differential that allows them to measure power output at the wheels, which is then used for BOP reasons and their NRG, their virtual fuel. And because of that, they are slightly heavier. So there is a slight difference to the normal ones. So yeah, it's kind of similar to that. It's just distinguishing that the class is specifically related to the World Endurance Championship. And that association with Le Mans. Letting them know that I'm there. Not necessarily. They're pretty much the same spec. Just they use different tyres here in this series, and the differential's different. Otherwise, the cars are pretty much identical, as far as I know. I mean, the diff still works in the same way. It's just got sensors and stuff on board, and obviously weight comes from that and the housing that and the protection that they have. Trying to keep this blind open here next to me to allow some cooler air in, so we're not getting cooked too much. Didn't want to have to lift out there, but also didn't want to crank through an absolute metric ton of tyre to get it to hook in. There we go. Managed to clear that track limit this morning. And it feels like I've got more tyre coming through this first sector than V1 ahead. They might have burned through their tyres quite a lot and now starting to struggle. So they're going to be pitting in the next lap or two. So very soon, big game time. Yeah, it definitely feels and looks like we've got a lot more tyre coming through this section, and he's just gone and busted track limits as well, and probably again just there. just like we have there, but we had a big oversteer moment, so that was enough to hurt the momentum and undo any potential time gain. A couple of people doing a little bit of fuel saving. 4 plus 8, 33. May need the extra lap. Although we might be alright. I think we've saved a fair bit more fuel here in this stint compared to the strategy calculator. Might be able to go one more. Nope, he's pitting. Alright, it's on. See if his strategy pays off. His problem now is that he's going to be going onto a much heavier fuel load than what we're on, so his times are going to suffer. We can stay in the low 210s. Maybe get some 209s in. We should be good. I doubt we'll get some 209s in though. Not with the tyres this one. And not with LMP2s coming up either. Seems like just the one. Where are the others? Turn one. There we go, low 210. At least it was only a quarter. Otherwise we lost a lot of time there, both to the LMP2 and also trying to clear that track limits warning. More minutes. But that wasn't the best of laps, but obviously the first sector sucked. His out lap was a 3:07. Means you've done a 2:14. So I have a little bit of additional information that is off screen in terms of people's last lap times and their best lap times, and I can see where the old leader is currently now. Well, he's just gone from P10 up to P9. So he was stuck behind someone, I think, but that is a significant amount of time lost. Good 3.5 seconds to 4 seconds. 3.5 was right first time. Another low 210, lovely. Oh dear, it's warm. tarmac there. Oh. It looks like the OP1 has disappeared from the leaderboard. Or the little leaderboard that I have. He's fallen outside of the top 11 and he was up in P9 at one point. After his stop. It feels like this might be our race to lose. So, just need to be nice and smooth. Back marker a flash. Ooh, fun. Well, that was a little bit chaotic. And very, very costly. Bro. Check your mirrors and the radar. Blue flags, there's a race leader coming through. Oh, P2's been spun, and has also got a drive-through. So drive-through will be for track limits. Expecting beef in the chat very soon. Alright, 2 more laps. Yep. Beef in chat. Playing that people aren't paying attention to blue flags, which is very true. Doesn't seem like neither P10 or 11 were paying any sort of attention. P11 wasn't too bad for me. I thought they were going to let us go in turn 1, but then they turned in, but there was the mess of the 2 LMP2s in front as well. We had to take avoiding action. Tyres are getting a fair bit more worn now. Quite a bit more vibration on the tyres. One more lap. I have enough of a buffer to change tyres if I wanted. It would be right side only. And it will take 6 seconds. But we have that gap. Still, I'm not going to do it. I don't think it's worth doing it. Just because I know how the car's behaving at this point. I don't need to upset the balance of it or anything at this stage. I mean, obviously the fuel going in is going to do exactly that, but don't need the addition of tyre change on top as well. Nice and cautious going into the pit lane. That box, 11 seconds. Okay, very quick sip of water then. Just about managed to get out ahead of that BMW. Without impeding them too much, and avoid making any sort of contact with anybody, because that's always a worry here in Le Mans Ultimate, as there are collisions in the pit lane. There's no ghosting or anything like that, like there is in other sims. Saying that we are right bang on in terms of fuel. .0 laps needed if I was to take another stop. Okay, that doesn't work for lifting and coasting. We shall retake the lead. Now it's just a straight drive home. Last 12.5 minutes. Those LMP2 do sound good. MP2 behind's got a drive through. Hopefully they don't do anything stupid. I said I hope they don't do anything stupid. Wasn't going to take any risk there with that. Just let them go. Not worry about it. Don't get involved. Don't need to be taking any risks at this point. Uh-oh. Looks like someone had trouble getting into the pit lane. I slid and washed it out a little bit wide there. So I think that was an interesting strat by the other guy, but I don't think it would have worked going on lower fuel, start off with, hitting earlier. I mean, their strategy was very much hampered by the LMP2s coming through and V3 in the LMP2 class, kind of sending it unnecessarily in a very awkward place, and there was no doubt contact there. Possibly a little bit of damage, but that completely undid a significant amount of their lead that they had and was building. It's those sort of risks that can really mess up a strategy. Or those are sort of risks that come into play in terms of strategy, which is why usually just full tank and go in the full length on the opening stint is the way to go. Unless you're in an endurance race, then obviously there's plenty of opportunity for other things to happen throughout the race. And maybe running a shorter first stint may, I don't know, get you out of traffic, an opportunity to gain places by offsetting your strategy. And obviously, a lot of the time, you kind of run into that situation where you're doing a splash and dash at the end, so you do it there at the start, you're then locking yourselves into those full length stints for the remainder of the race. But it's hard to predict as to what is going to happen on track, because there's so many different variables that could impact and go against the strategy that you're working on, or it could work into your hands. But it's a risk. It's always a risk. But yeah, with the extra fuel on board, that's half a second to a second a lap slower, just by virtue of that, in comparison to what we were doing. When we were still continuing on with our first stint in the lower fuel conditions, because we still had about 8-9 laps left in the tank when they pitted. And their first flying lap, they lost 3.5 seconds, which, I mean, that's lead loss for them. That's them possibly P3, depending on how the following laps go. But I don't think he was quite going to be on our sort of pace. So make sure to go as long as you can in the opening stint. I think that is the way to go. And also look after your tyres, because it looked like he was starting to struggle with his tyres towards the end of that first stint. When the car is lighter, should be more agile, a little bit more nimble. But we were gaining quite a bit in the first sector. Then I'm not too sure what happened to E2/3, the guy behind. Oh, he got caught up with flat traffic, didn't he? I remember now. So we have to check out those incidents in the replay to see what happened, because the earlier race leader in that first stint before or after they had pitted disappeared from the race. I don't know whether it was a disconnect or whether they had an incident and subsequently left. But they are no longer in this race. But good result for him off. We've gained a few places in this one. Only if Marsh was still around, he would have loved it now. Yeah, he would have. Bless him. Sad story, that one. With the abundance of racing sims that we have and have coming. So obviously, Project Motor Racing is coming later in the year. It's a great time to be into sim racing. And we've got a lap and a half of fuel left. It's going to be one more lap. Here we go, last one. P2's fine. They've been lapped by the LMP2 leader who's now just crossed the line, so when they cross the line, that'll be the end of the race for them. So I'm effectively doing one lap more than everyone else. So, despite being the leader in class, I'm going to be the last GT car across the line. Thank you very much, JD. Yeah, really happy with this result. The momentum certainly came from Sebring. I've learned a bit more about the car setup. I got a bit of a better understanding as to what works here on the Mustang. And as you can see, very, very good for performance. That's translating nicely. I'll be intrigued to see how we stack up against some drivers who I've got similar rating to myself in the GT levels, because although this is the busiest time slot on this day, there is an earlier time slot that this race runs on. I think it's Wednesday. So I think it races Wednesday and Mondays. And I don't know what the level of competition is like in the 7 o'clock time slot on the Wednesday. There may be a few other drivers who are a little bit quicker than myself, but either way, P1. There we go. Very, very happy with that. We are going to stop the car there because we have got less than 1% of energy remaining, sorry. And I don't want to be risking that. Oh, we. Yes, indeed. Thank you very much, Jensen. Very, very happy with that. Nice, smooth, calm, collected drive, that felt like. Ew. Oh yeah, there's a lot of people who aren't too happy with other drivers, but where's Tom? So Roman did finish four laps down. So I think they might have had to pit again, for whatever reason. Really strange. Hello, Andrax. Thank you very much. But yeah, worked out really, really nicely. Let's go and head back to. Take a look. Yeah, the standings aren't ready as of yet. But let's go and take a look at the replay. So I'm intrigued to see what happened to some of the other people in their race. Goes back on board. Starting to swell a little bit. Which no doubt you'll be delighted to hear. Good thing that was not on the channel I didn't want you to see. There we go. Right. Loading in. Ah, you just joined right for the end. But yeah, watch it back. It was a pretty good race. Certainly had my work cut out for me a little bit at the start. A few people making some fairly bold moves and giving me a bit of a run for my money. Indeed, there are two new cars coming tomorrow. There's the Mercedes AMG GT3 and the Aston Martin Valkyrie hypercar. So I'll most likely be streaming tomorrow to take a look at those. I'm very, very excited for them. Alright, speed this up a little bit. So I well and truly lucked out with the green light actually being mid-final corner here. Because it meant I was pretty much completely untroubled going into turn one. Like, look at that lead there. It's probably 3 car lengths between myself and P2. I remember seeing 0.6. But they did close up quite a bit in the braking zone, as you see. Front's better sparking away as we go through the corners. Those 7P2 sound so good. So yeah, this is where P2 went for the lead and then just slotted in behind them. Nice and close, bumper to bumper, look at that. And then we got the draft. But P3 had the double slipstream, double draft, so they pulled out early. Almost going 3 wide, but then P1 absolutely blows the braking zone. And P3 makes a pretty nice move up into first position. I'll just slot in behind them. And then after that, there wasn't too much that happened. So let's go ahead and jump to where the LMP2s got involved. Isn't yet. Still not yet. Here they are. One way. So yeah, bad move by that LMP3 there. That really cost that leading BMW a lot of time. And that was never really going to work. They need to go outside there or wait until after the exit of that left-hander. So I think their gap's about 3.5 seconds, and then now it's back to just over half a second at this point. Right. Let's see what happened to them. So this is clearly after they have pitted. So they're now in P9. Oh, they pit a second time. Yeah, so they pitted twice. Okay. So that explains what happened to them then. Let's have a look through and see if we can. There is us. Right, and what happened to this guy? Will we do that? Back to ourselves, because this was the incident with the cars in front, the lap traffic. There you go, so the LMP2 up there spun and then sympathy spin. Not that guy, this one. Ah, he had no rear wing. Explains things. Yeah, we managed to dodge that relatively nicely. So, there he is. What happened with this guy? Ah, that dude gave 0 room. Whoa, okay, that is clear retaliation. Like, I get the frustration of being hit there, but yeah, he just full on and intentionally took that guy out. Why is he doing? He's just completely destroyed and ruined his own race. Like, I don't know how you could blame anyone else for that. And I did see in the chat. Oh my god, he's just rolling back. I did see him, yeah, in the chat get very, very angry and told her, well, did some swearing and then just spam the keyboard. But this is very, very dangerous driving on their part. You're welcome, Jensen. Hopefully I will catch you tomorrow. Thanks very much for tuning in. I'm not surprised it's paid. Oh no. Oh no, that was him serving his drive-through. This. The guy who's having an incident with. No. So I think Leroy Gordon's innocent in all of this. And then just gets randomly tagged by the guy coming out of the pits. Which wasn't there. So where have they gone to now? There they are, back in the pit lane. Probably to do their actual pit stop. And after that, very frustrated. And yes, Victor, I imagine that he will get a vacation for his actions there, because that to me looked quite clearly like retaliation. Not sure how else they're going to describe it. That was fantastic. Not 25. 26. So I want to see this, because this was pretty close between myself and the Ford Mustang coming out. Oh, sorry, the BMW. Did that actually cause them to slow down? Oh, Porsche having trouble in the pit lane. Very nicely overtaken. As he touched the brakes here. Tiniest bit. They were a little bit over in their box as well, but you don't lose time by doing that here in LMU. Nice. Well, that covers pretty much everything from... No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. I do want to exit out of this, though, so we can go back and take a look at the results. No worries, JD. Glad you enjoyed. Right, adventure history. Here we go. Rank breakdown. No change in positions. Nice, lovely gain. Met all the expectations. And we had no contact with nobody. So we stayed very nicely in Platinum 3 for our safety rank. And then, yeah, nice, lovely race win. 249 points. Cool. Very, very happy with that. Cool. Okay. Now that is... Excuse me. That is now everything here from tonight's stream. So yes, tomorrow we shall be back again, probably around 7 p.m. We're going to take a look at the Aston Martin Valkyrie, as that'll be great fun to drive. Highly anticipated car for a lot of people, myself included, as it'll be nice to have some Aston Martin V12 goodness in our lives. I think there's a couple of events that are running throughout the evening that we could probably participate in. So yeah, that should be good fun. So make sure to come back and tune in for then. If you enjoyed tonight's race, please leave a like. Please also leave a like for the race win. That would be very much appreciated. And I hope that tomorrow goes well for you, and I'll see you in the evening. Till then, have fun, stay safe. Thanks for watching and take care.